INEC no-show stalls APC primaries in Ibadan North. Drought deepening southern plateau farmers fear massive losses. UNIMAID community kicks against Buhari renaming plan. On the foreign scene, South Korea floats kill 14, rescue efforts ongoing. Good evening and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Chiamaka Mwafo. Thank you for joining us. Both delegates and aspirants of the All Progressives Congress in Ibadan North Federal Constituency were left stranded as the officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission failed to monitor the primary election slated for Saturday, despite agreement made for the day. Trust TV's correspondent reports.
The hope of choosing the candidate for Ibadan North Federal Constituency in the forthcoming Saturday, August 16th by-election was dashed as delegates and aspirants waited for over 8 hours without sighting the officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission at the Yemetu APC Party Secretariat. Local chairmen said they were surprised at the absence of the INEC officials.
I'm here since 7 o'clock, 7:30 precisely. But as I speak to you now, this is 20 after 4. No election officials, no party agents coming from Abuja. We didn't see anyone here. And then the security personnel were here, Nigerian police, civil defense, they are all here present. At this moment, we are not seeing anybody. So we decided to wait here till 5 o'clock, then we just move out. That is the situation here in Ward 6, Ibadan local government.
Actually, I'm worried as a party man because according to INEC guideline, there's stipulated time. By Monday, we should submit a candidate. And today is Saturday, so we only have tomorrow Sunday. So if by today we didn't do anything, tomorrow we didn't do anything, how do we present a candidate by Monday? So I don't know, maybe there's another arrangement going on. But according to what we all agreed, what the party members want, we want a free, fair and credible election, whereby we can choose who wants to go and represent us. People should have impact in whoever they are sending over there.
We've been here since morning. The party members are here since morning in Ward 7, waiting for the setup of the exercise. But it's unfortunate, with the information we're gathering from the APC state office, that we should just relax. Let us have a very nice and calm situation in the world. And we've been doing that, still awaiting.
One of the aspirants and two-term state lawmaker, Olusegun Olaleye, expressed the readiness of the party to win the election despite the stalemate.
We're on course. Everything is dependent on the committee from Abuja. We had issues, but it has been resolved.
Democratically, contest for 5 delegates in each of the ward, and that will bring 60. It is when we have the delegate congress today, when they produce 16 names, 5 delegates per ward, that will not be the 5 delegates per ward that we go and, be the delegate as been certified by the party to run the actual primaries, which everybody will not contest for. But as it is today, there's no delegate congress.
A youth leader of the APC in Ibadan North Federal Constituency, Aremu John, insists the party would conduct a free and fair exercise.
The process has been on since INEC gave us the timetable, and we are still within the perimeter of the time frame given to us by INEC. And as a party that believes in internal democracy, we have been on it since like 2-3 days ago, and we believe that before Monday, we are going to, our candidate is going to emerge, and we are going to submit the name of our candidate for INEC, latest on Monday.
While waiting for the primary to be conducted, Oyo State electors urge INEC to ensure free and fair exercise.
The African Democratic Congress ADC has criticized recent appointments made by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, describing them as a desperate attempt to regain lost trust, particularly in northern Nigeria. In a statement signed by its National Publicity Secretary, Bolaji Abdullahi, the party dismissed the appointments as insufficient and belated. The ADC argued that for over 2 years, the North had been marginalized in both decision-making and political representation. The party accused the administration of overlooking northern Nigeria during critical policy decisions, including the removal of fuel subsidy, which it said worsened rural insecurity, crippled farming and collapsed local economies. It further described the appointment as political damage control prompted by growing dissatisfaction and the emergence of a stronger opposition in the north. According to the ADC, the northern region should not be treated with tokenism, but must be fully included in governance through genuine consultation and equitable policies. The party urged the presidency to embrace national unity through sincere leadership and federal character, warning that symbolic gestures and media optics cannot rebuild public trust. Over in Plateau State, farmers in the southern part are raising concerns over low rainfall across various communities, with reports of crops wilting and showing signs of discoloration. The southern zone of Plateau, located in the lowlands, comprises 6 local government areas: Wase, Langtang North, Langtang South, Mikang, Shandam and Kwanpan. The region is known for cultivating maize, rice, groundnuts, millet and beans. Residents say they have experienced significantly reduced rainfall for nearly a month, leading to the dying up of crops. The situation has raised fears of massive losses as the crops have not yet reached maturity. Farmers warn that if the trend continues, they may lose millions of naira with severe consequences for food security and livelihoods. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the Climate Prediction Center have projected that the northern part of Nigeria will experience short rainfall in late July and early August. At least 9 lives have been lost and 3 separate boat mishaps over the past year in Shiroro local government area of Niger State. According to the Boat Owners and Freshwater Users Association, the fatalities were recorded in incidents involving passenger boats that sank and were never recovered from the water. The victims include individuals traveling between farming communities and market hubs. The association also raised concern over increased insecurity along waterways, highlighting that one boat operator was recently attacked and injured by armed men while en route to Zumba Market from communities in Kaduna State. The attack led to the market's temporary closure for 2 weeks. The National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, has organized a safety sensitization program at the Zumba Market to promote the use of life jackets and water transport safety measures. The agency donated life jackets to operators and passengers and emphasized the need for compliance with transport regulations. NIWA's area manager for Niger and Kwara states, Akapo Adeboye, said the sensitization was timely given the expected rise in water levels due to heavy rainfall. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has strongly condemned the assassination attempt on its Anambra State governorship candidate, Jude Ezenwafo, ahead of the November 8 election. According to a statement by PDP National Policy Secretary Debo Oluguagba, Ezenwafo was attacked in Abuja by unidentified gunmen while returning from an engagement. The party blames desperate interests threatened by his growing popularity for the attack. The PDP described the incident as a part of a wider scheme to intimidate, smear and discredit their candidate following the failure of the assassination plot. They called on the Inspector General of Police to arrest the perpetrators and tighten security around the candidate. Tensions have escalated in Obele, Rivers State, following the killing of the vice chairman of the Obele Council of Chiefs during a meeting at Umuoka village in Umuowa local government area. The attack, reportedly carried out by suspected members of the Iceland Cold Group, left the community in mourning. Eyewitnesses say the assailant approached the victim, shot him twice at close range, and fled. The chaos forced other chiefs to flee and residents to abandon their homes in fear of more attacks. This latest incident adds to a growing trend of court-related violence in the area, with calls mounting for urgent government and security intervention. Over in Ondo State, the police command has confirmed the death of Femi Oladele, also known as Tolex, a key suspect in the abduction and murder of two students from Adekunle Ajasin University, Akungba Akoko. Oladele, said to be the landlord of one of the victims, was arrested alongside 2 others after the disappearance of the student, Andrel Oka and John Abba, both 200-level undergraduates. Police investigations led to the recovery of Oka's decomposed body in Ekiti State, while the search for Abba continues. According to the command, Oladele fell ill while in custody and died at a hospital after being under medical supervision. Police authorities assured the public that all involved in the case will be brought to justice and warned against misinformation regarding the investigation. The decision by President Bola Tinubu to rename the University of Maiduguri after former President Muhammadu Buhari has sparked strong opposition from alumni, current students and residents of Borno State. During the Federal Executive Council meeting on July 17, President Tinubu announced the renaming of the institution as part of efforts to honor Buhari's legacy. However, critics say the University of Maiduguri represents resilience and economic excellence in a region once ravaged by insecurity and should not lose its historic identity. In a widely circulated petition, over 9,000 signatories have urged the president to reconsider. The petitioners suggest alternative institutions for renaming, including the Federal University of Transportation, Daura, Buhari's hometown, and the Nigerian Army University, Bu, to reflect Buhari's military background. They argue that preserving the UNIMAID name is a matter of heritage, not politics, and call on President Tinubu to honor Buhari's legacy without erasing the cultural and emotional significance of the university's original identity. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has arrested a 60-year-old drug kingpin, Okpara Chugozie, ending a 7-year manhunt. He was nabbed at his hideout in Ojo, Lagos, following the interception of his courier along Apapa-Oshodi Expressway with 7.6 kilograms of cocaine and 900 grams of methamphetamine. A follow-up search at Okpara's residence yielded an additional 1.8 kilograms of cocaine and 1.3 kilograms of meth. NDLEA operatives also raided Sarah Sam hotels in Kosofe, Lagos, recovering party drugs including chocolate cannabis and cannabis-infused gummies. In other operations, officers intercepted drug parcels at the Lagos airport disguised as cereal and arrested suspects with tramadol and skunk bound for Italy and Pakistan. Major seizures were also made across Kaduna, Kano, Gombe, Borno, Bayelsa, Kogi, Abia and Enugu states. NDLEA Chairman Brigadier General Buba Marwa, retired, commended officers for balancing enforcement with drug abuse prevention efforts nationwide. We are still on to news update on Trust TV. Still to come. Southeast leaders push for urgent constitutional reforms. More when we return. Please do stay with us. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now a recap of our top stories. We told you that INEC no-show stalls APC primaries in Ibadan North. Also let you know the drought deepens. Southern Plateau farmers fear massive losses. Two more stories. Stakeholders in the Southeast has called for urgent constitutional reforms to address equity, security and political inclusion during the Southeast Zonal public hearing held in Owerri for Imo and Abia states as part of the ongoing review of the 1999 Constitution. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives and Chairman of the Constitution Review Committee, Benjamin Kalu, urged Nigerians to actively engage in the process. He said the Constitution must reflect the current realities and aspirations of the people. The report.
Kalu said the committee is considering 87 bills focused on state creation, judicial reform, gender inclusion, local government autonomy, and physical federalism, while reaffirming the National Assembly's commitment to a people-centered approach. Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma called for the creation of at least 2 additional states in the southeast, including the proposed Anioma state, to correct geopolitical imbalance.
I will be remiss if I did not acknowledge the visionary leadership of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR. Under his stewardship, Nigeria has embraced a reform-heavy agenda, one that recognizes the urgent need for constitutional renewal, institutional strengthening, and inclusive growth. President Tinubu's commitment to the rule of law, his respect for the legislature's constitutional role, and his bold stride in governance reform have created an enabling environment for this historic review. We are grateful for his support and leadership.
The issue of state creation bears repeating. As far as the representing the home of the entire Igbo nation, which is one leg of the tripod as one Nigeria. Every nation has 6 or more. This influence has led to under-representation in critical national institutions. On the National Assembly, we are underrepresented.
Human and material resources, traveling around the country and interacting with stakeholders as we are doing today, we instantly lose sight of the profound changes that this process has also led. The gains include the restructuring of our electricity value chain, enforcing the rights of young Nigerians, aspiring to elective offices and other body of operations.
Submissions from key groups including Ohaneze Idigbo, represented by Chizoba Iyeka, demanded rational presidency and equity in appointments.
Moving the matters from the exclusive list to the concurrent list is becoming a recurrent festival of national talks. During the last cycle of the constitutional amendment, the Nigerian Labour Congress rejected violently, and today we are here to do the same.
Let us be clear, women are not asking for favors. We are not asking for sympathy. We are demanding what is right, what is fair, and what is overdue.
The hearing is one of the 6 nationwide consultations to gather public input for the constitutional amendment process.
Over in Lagos State, the Traffic Management Authority, LASMA, has impounded 10 articulated trucks for flouting the state government's restriction order banning vehicles above 9 tons from the Third Mainland Bridge. The enforcement operation carried out over the weekend followed the period of public sensitization and stakeholder engagement. Authorities say the restriction is aimed at protecting the structural integrity of the bridge, which recently underwent major rehabilitation and at enhancing road safety for all users. Now, despite repeated warnings, some truck operators continue to violate the order, prompting the full-scale enforcement drive. LASMA officials have vowed to sustain the operation, warning that any violators will face sanctions in line with existing traffic laws. In the business scene, Nigeria's Naira is expected to maintain its positive run throughout 2025 as the country's monetary and fiscal authorities continue to strengthen efforts to shore up the value of the currency. That's according to Central Bank's Monetary Policy Committee member Murtala Sagagi. The CBN usually publishes full details of the presentation from the prior meeting before the next one is held. The Apex Bank is scheduled to hold its 301st meeting next Monday and Tuesday, where it will determine the fate of the country's monetary rate. The Naira has largely been stable this year amid global shocks and volatility in global oil prices, much of which the country earns bulk of its revenues. The price of Brent crude, Nigeria's major foreign currency earner, traded mostly below the 2025 budget benchmark of $35 a barrel. The Naira rose to a 4-month high of 1,518 Naira to $1 last Wednesday, but shed some of its value ending the week at 1,532 Naira per dollar. On the foreign scene, at least 14 people have been confirmed dead and 12 others remain missing following days of torrential rains in South Korea, with Gyeongsang County and Sangcheon among the worst hit areas. Rescue operations are ongoing as intense downpours, some of the heaviest on record, triggered landslides, house collapses, and flooding across the southern regions. The Interior Ministry reported that nearly 800 millimeters of rain has fallen in Sangcheon alone since Wednesday. Experts link the worsening weather conditions to climate change, which continues to drive more frequent and severe natural disasters worldwide. On the sports scene, 4 Flying Eagles players have been included in the 2025 WAFUB Under-20 Championship Group state best 11. The players are centre-back Amila Kinyele, left-back Odinaka Okoro, winger Bidemi Amole, and Muhammad Abdullahi. Abdullahi has scored 2 goals for Nigeria in the competition. Hosts Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire and Togo have 2 players each in the selection. 1 player from Burkina Faso was also included in the squad. Cote d'Ivoire's Younes Zedok was named coach of the group stage. The Flying Eagle will take on Niger Republic in a semi-final encounter on Sunday. Ghana's Black Satellites and Cote d'Ivoire will clash in the other last 4 encounter. That's it for news update at this time. For more of our news programs, documentaries, to follow us on our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I'm Chama Katwafo. Thank you for joining us at this time. Good evening.